This is Eric Muathe with Muathe.com as a continuation to a video I did yesterday, which can be seen in the description of the video, or you can just go straight and look for it right there. So, as a continuation to that video from yesterday, which I hopefully will remember to link in the description of the video. So let's go and take a look at this instrument here, one of the better moving stocks for late 2020. Now let's take a look at what happened here towards the top. So there's a daily closing high. This is a daily chart. There's a daily closing high there. So that becomes a future breakout level. And there's a daily closing low right there. So we can say that this is a well-defined small time frame wedge right there. So it was forming a base at that moment. Now we go and attempt to break out and fail right here. There's a failed daily breakout. We start pulling back, and as we learned in yesterday's video, take a look at what happened when we break below the box. That in itself becomes a sell signal. That was in the 20s, in the 30s, and since then we've been drifting lower. So from a timing perspective, the best and the final sell signal came right here. So an example here on how you can use this also on other time frames. In this video we're taking a look at the daily chart. Now I should mention, it would make sense for us to also discuss this briefly, this nice desirable period here. And for an IPO, because we did not have fully developed weekly or monthly charts, the daily chart was the most mature. And if we take a look at the initial breakout, which is right here, we can see that that breakout coincides with your RSI moving to fresh highs, and your MACDs also move to fresh highs, as we can see here. And to be clear, so we can identify that a daily breakout, it is this period right here. So we see that all the minimum requirements for the ultimate Muathe breakout are met. RSI, MACDs all meet the minimum requirements for the ultimate Muathe breakout. Again, another example. And actually I went back and just checked. Believe it or not, our initial breakout alert came right here on October 27th. And I'm actually impressed that I was able to see this at the time. RSI was also moving to fresh highs. MACD was just punching to all-time highs as of October 27th. And that was, in a sense, great entry, because we're talking about this initial breakout here and then another breakout that took place. So both these breakouts are very desirable. And again, as I said, I sent out a breakout alert on the 27th right there for paid clients. We can see client breakout on the 27th, and the stock is highlighted right there. Breakout entry was at an even $10 when it moved above October 10th daily closing high. Not too bad. So again, based on the ultimate Muathe breakout, we were able to capture this initial breakout right there. And of course, there was a retest of that breakout that was successful. And after that, the stock would go on a fantastic run as of late 2020. I would also like to digress a little bit and talk about the recent resistance right here with a declining 50-day moving average. And I digress. And here, what I want to just digress and discuss here is how the RSI can also help in identifying these types of turnaround situations. Because if you take this line here, there's a break of this trend line right here. And that is the same trend line that offers resistance on the RSI based on my uniformity method. You can see we came and tagged that. And we've been lower on a daily chart since then. Now, what I want to discuss in this video also is, if you take a look at the weekly, we can see that if the weekly was to lose this area here, in other words, if prices were to drift below this area, this recent lows range, a break of that price area would actually be giving a fresh signal based on the ultimate Muathe sell signal, which is the inverse method to the Muathe breakout alert method. Because if it breaks this area, it would also mean that the RSI would be moving to fresh lows. That would not be good. It would also mean that with the MACDs trading at fresh lows, as we can see, MACDs have already broken to fresh lows. This is not a good looking chart. In other words, it needs to hold this current area, this lows line here about, let's call it 21, 22-ish, and build on this to the upside. Otherwise, a break in price of this area invites the ultimate Muathe sell signal method, and that would mean even lower prices. In other words, the best time to buy these instruments or any instrument is when it is showing momentum like it did here. This is a good entry. Like when it is showing momentum like it did here is a good entry. So right now, in terms of momentum, there is none. It's only down the road when it clears either recent monthly closing highs or weekly closing highs that it would be giving a fresh momentum entry level. Right now, it is doing its best to stabilize. Otherwise, if the general market cracks, this instrument is going to crack and is going to be seeing lower prices. Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. Love, light, light, love. Namaste.